Hit the like and subscribe. Here we have Danny Green. He made some statements about Shaquille O'Neal in regards to him being able to, quote, guard Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren. Now, his statement was Shaq would have had trouble guarding Wemby and Chet. Let's listen to what he had to say, and I'll give my response.
The defensive end of the floor, Shaq would have had problems guarding these guys. There's no way he's stepping out. He was not even comfortable leaving the paint. To guard them on the perimeter, to guard them on lone spot, and you can't teach 7-4. These kids are 7-3, 7-4. Shaq, you're not blocking those shots, those jump shots, and they would have given him a lot of hell on that floor. But on the offensive end of the floor for Shaq, yes, he could have been playing bully ball, but it's no different than Joel. We've seen what Joel did to Wemby his rookie year. So it's kind of similar to that. But Wemby's learned from that. He ain't quit against Joel. And Shaq and Joel aren't that much different in size when it came to playing. So if he's not quitting against Joel, he's not quitting against Shaq. Chet, I don't know how much he's played. I haven't seen him, match up with those guys in the post like that, but he's not a kid that's going to back down either. And it's at the offensive end of the floor, you're going to have your hands full guarding these two guys. On the defensive end of the floor, but I understand Shaq feels, these older generation guys feel disrespected sometimes when the conversation comes up that these kids can probably, they have more skill. Yes, maybe so. They can outdo Shaq, maybe. But yeah, Shaq was the most dominant, and I think he just likes to reiterate that by throwing out these wild examples. So, hey, I said he was one of those guys that could bully ball anybody in the paint, but he would have had some troubles guarding them on the other end of the floor.
So there you have it, the words of Danny Green. Now, I'm going to say this. Would Shaquille O'Neal have a hard time with guys chucking threes? Okay, so here's where basketball has, quote unquote, evolved to. You got 7'4" dudes chucking threes. That's what we're talking about. That's why nobody's watching anymore. Nobody wants to see that nonsense from everybody. The game isn't as diverse as it used to be. You had different teams that had styles of play, different players that had styles of play. You had your finesse guys, you had your tough dudes, you had your three-point shooters, you had your skilled point guard, you had your bruising power forward, bruising center, or your finesse center who might be able to, he'll shoot some mid-range shots, but he's going in the post. These kids can't score in the post no more. So while they've picked up, quote-unquote, skills in regards to shooting, they've lost skills in the paint. If you give them the ball and say, give me a bucket, that's why people think Zubats, Visa Zubats can't be relied on because, well, you can't give him the ball. What you mean you can't give him the ball? He's shooting 60% or 50-something% from the field. What you mean? Can't give him the ball down there. Don't make no sense. Shaquille O'Neal would put these boys in a body bag. They be in foul trouble throughout the whole game. They can't keep him out the paint. Both of them rail thin. If they played against a Shaquille O'Neal and Shaquille O'Neal was stopping them from winning anything, you know what they would do? They'd put the weight on. That's what they would do. They'd be looking like my boy Hassan Whiteside or something like that. They put the weight on. You wouldn't be able to survive. It is what it is. So Danny Green, while I respect you had a phenomenal career, and I do respect your opinion, brother, them dudes would foul out in 3/4 at best against Shaquille O'Neal. But let me know what you guys think about it. Is Danny Green correct? Would Shaquille O'Neal have issues with Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren? Or do you agree with me and feel like Shaquille O'Neal would have them fouled out in a half of basketball or by the third quarter? They'd be in foul trouble the entire game, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Hit that like and subscribe. But Shaquille O'Neal will throw both of them through the doggone basketball rim. Them. Yikes. Till next time, I'm out.